Hi, I'm Kat, and in this video I will show you how to do men's facial sugaring waxing. This is a little bit different from regular waxing. Sugaring waxing does not hurt anywhere near as much as regular wax does, and it's much gentler on the skin. There is a slightly different technique for using sugaring wax, although it doesn't apply quite as stringently to facial hair, since a lot of it tends to grow straight out of the face and not in any one direction. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it so you get updates when I post new videos. Follow me on social media at Katrinaosity, check out my podcast at mdxpods.com, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It really helps my videos get seen. For this, you'll need a Pyrex container. I recommend Pyrex because later on you're going to dip this into a cold bath and otherwise you'll shatter it. Add 1 cup of sugar, then half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan, but you can use any old salt. Then 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 tablespoon of water, and stir that thoroughly to combine it. Then pop it into the microwave for 1 minute, and after 1 minute, stir it thoroughly. I recommend you start using your popsicle stick to stir it, and then gradually heat it in increments of 30 seconds until it reaches a honey amber color, and then you're going to dip it into an ice bath, which is why it's so important that you use a Pyrex container. Otherwise, glass would shatter at this point. So it will be bubbling like this. You don't want it to be smoking, otherwise it will be burning, but it should have this dark honey amber color underneath, and I recommend that you stir it vigorously as soon as you put it into the ice bath, because that's going to help it cool more quickly and keep it from cooking to the point where it hardens. If you overcook this mixture, it's going to harden into candy, and then there's not much that you can do. So I recommend that you heat it in 30-second increments and keep a close eye on it until it gets to this color. You'll be able to see the bottom of your Pyrex container through the side as it's microwaving, and just keep a close eye on it. You don't want it to get too dark. If it's too light, you can always add it in for a little bit more time and cook it a little bit longer if it's not solidifying. But you should aim for this color to begin with and pop it into your ice bath. Keep stirring it, and after about a minute, it should start to harden up a little bit on the sides. If you scrape it with your popsicle stick or whatever you're going to use to apply your wax, it should be somewhat viscous like this, but not so hard that you can't spread it, and not so soupy that it's going to run all over the place. After a few minutes, I recommend you touch the outside of the Pyrex container and sort of gauge the temperature. Then when you think it's cool enough, test it in a couple of spots. I recommend the fingertip first, then the back of the hand to make sure that it's not going to burn your face when you spread it on. This step is crucial. You must test your mixture before you put it on your face, because your face is going to be a lot more sensitive than any other body parts, and you really don't want to surprise yourself with how hot this is and burn your skin. You should prep your skin by thoroughly cleansing, exfoliating, and then drying it, which my husband Mike, who is demonstrating this step, has already done at this point. And the first thing we're going to show you is waxing between the eyebrows. You generally want to apply this in just upward motions because it's easiest to control the wax and keep it from running all over the place this way. Apply it in short strokes, then flick the end up after a few seconds so that you have something to grab onto, and as soon as it's not sticky anymore, you're ready to pull it off. And it will take all those little hairs with it. Generally, you don't want to wax too much between the eyes. Just a little bit for men is usually fine to clear up those little hairs. If you missed any, you can always reapply up to 3 times in any area on the face. Next, to wax inside the nose, you'll want to take just a tiny bit of wax and apply that on a popsicle stick just inside the lower portion of the nostril, not touching the mucous membrane.
Why would you not let me do it?
You okay?
I can't breathe.
You want to do that side?
No.
Little. This is
no.
just like this right here.
And moving on to the ears, you'll do a similar thing for the ears.
Not applying this to the inside of the ears. You also don't want your mixture to be too runny for this step, otherwise it could run into the ear canal, which you want to avoid. Then you can also apply a little bit of wax to the outer upper area of the ear if you tend to have hairs on this area. And while the wax is still warm but not too tacky, you just pull it off.
That one wasn't so bad.
Told you. If you're looking to wax your cheeks, I highly recommend that you only do the upper cheeks, which is what we are demonstrating on mic, and ahead of time you might want to hold up a straight edge to figure out exactly where you want your wax to go. And if you have a full beard and for God knows what reason you decide to do this, then I recommend that you draw that line on ahead of time before you apply your wax. But this is just for demonstration purposes. You apply your wax over the upper cheek, flick up the end to ready it to pull off, and then once it's no longer sticking to you but it is still warm, pull it off quickly. If for some reason you do decide to wax your entire face, make sure that you trim the hair fairly short before you get started, otherwise it will yank and pull and be a generally terrible experience. But again, I don't really recommend that you use this on your entire beard because that would be really painful. That did not hurt.
That was the worst one besides the left nostril.
Oh, shut up. If that hurt, you're such a little bitch. If you want to shape the brows, which we are not exactly doing on mic, this is just for demonstration purposes, you would apply the wax in an outward motion, flick the end up, and then pull towards the center of the face. And then if you wanted to wax the neck, it is very easy to do this just by following the jaw line.
Are we done?
I think so. Hang on.
Alright, I'll turn over.
Stop, Mike. Mike! Mike, stop it! After you wax, I recommend that you soothe and cleanse the skin. For this, I'm using Insta Naturals Clearing Toner and spraying that onto the skin, then using a cotton pad to remove any excess residue. Then I'm using their skin clearing serum, and I do recommend that you try using some exfoliation and anti-acne products after you wax the skin because you are a little bit more prone to breakouts for a couple of days after waxing. Then I used their moisturizer from the same line all over his face, and that is the finished result. And any redness will go away after about 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It really helps my videos get seen.
What's your name? Who's your daddy?
You can stop.
And I'm losing control.
That's not even the same song! God.
And it's the eye of the tiger. It's the